What if I told you there's a secret buried beneath the ocean? A lost world so rich, so advanced, it could change your life forever. This isn't just some fictional story from a history book. This is the story of Atlantis, a civilization that was once the most powerful on Earth until it vanished. Gone. Just like that. And the scariest part? Their story could be our future. You see, Atlantis didn't fall because it wasn't advanced enough. They fell because they didn't know how to adapt to change. And if you're not careful, that could be your story too. You might be wondering, how does a myth from thousands of years ago have anything to do with me today? Well, let me ask you, are you building something that will last? Or are you just riding on the hype of today's quick wins? Because in 2025, the financial world is shifting faster than ever, and you need to be prepared for anything. By the end of this video, you'll have the roadmap to not only avoid the mistakes of Atlantis, but to build your own empire, one that won't sink when the next flood of disruption comes. Are you ready? Are you scrolling on your phone right now, watching this while texting your friends? I get it, but take a moment and focus, because what you're about to hear could make the difference between just surviving and truly thriving in 2025. Let's dive in. The rise and fall of Atlantis. In the beginning, Atlantis was a marvel. They had everything: wealth, technology, resources, and innovation. According to Plato, they were masters of trade and science, thriving in every way imaginable. It was a golden age of prosperity. But there's one thing history never tells you about Atlantis. They thought their success was invincible. They thought that because they had everything now, it would never end. Sound familiar? Let's be real. How many of us look at the world today and think we're untouchable? The influencer lifestyle, the constant rise of tech, and the constant need to stay ahead of the curve? People look at this like it's the new normal. But what if the new normal is just another flash in the pan? Here's where Atlantis went wrong. They grew too comfortable. They didn't think about the long term. Their system was all about expansion and immediate gratification. But guess what? A society built on just today's success won't survive tomorrow's challenges. And that's what the Atlanteans missed. They didn't anticipate the flood. They didn't prepare for the future. When disaster struck, their empire collapsed in an instant. The very forces that had made them successful turned on them, leaving nothing behind but a legend. Let me ask you this. How many people you know are living like the Atlanteans right now? They're balling out, flexing on social media, but they've got no savings, no investments, and nothing for the future. That's exactly how Atlantis got wiped out. And it's how many of us will sink today. Don't be the next Atlantis. Lessons we can learn from Atlantis. So what can we learn from Atlantis? How can we avoid their mistakes and build something lasting? First, let's talk about the one thing they got right. They were forward-thinking. Atlantis didn't get rich because of luck. They were strategic. They mastered trade routes, agricultural innovation, and used their resources to expand. Sound familiar? Think about the business moguls and tech giants today. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. They all got to where they are by thinking strategically. But the Atlanteans got comfortable with their dominance. They thought their wealth would last forever, so they never questioned their system. That was their fatal flaw. They didn't adapt. Here's the lesson for you. The world is changing faster than ever, and you cannot afford to get complacent. Think about the rise of artificial intelligence, automation, and the gig economy. Every industry is getting disrupted, and those who are stuck in the past, thinking that their current path will always work, are the ones who'll be left behind. It's time to get real about how we build our futures. Are you relying too much on your day job, hoping for a raise, or thinking your investment portfolio is solid because you've got some stocks? Guess what? That's not enough. It's time to diversify your income, protect your future, and build multiple streams of revenue. If you want to survive the storm, you can't just have one lifeboat. And this is where a lot of people mess up. They wait too long. They delay investing. They ignore opportunities, and they think they'll have more time when they're older. Let me tell you, that's the same mistake Atlantis made. They didn't understand that time, when used wisely, is the most powerful tool we have. But don't worry, I'm going to share how you can fix this mistake and start building your financial empire right now. the Atlantean mistake, and how to avoid it. Now that we know what went wrong, let's focus on the most critical question. How do we avoid making the same mistakes? How do we ensure our future isn't just another myth? Here's what you need to do. Start preparing for the long term now. Step 1. Diversify. Don't rely on just one source of income. That's the first mistake. You need multiple streams of income. Look at side hustles, passive income, investments. Make your money work for you. Whether it's stocks, real estate, online businesses, or even creating intellectual property, books, courses, or digital content, find a way to make sure your wealth doesn't depend on one thing. Step 2. Leverage compounding. Here's the truth. The biggest wealth-building tool on the planet is compounding. When you invest your money consistently and let it grow over time, it multiplies, without you doing anything extra. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men alive, made his fortune by mastering this principle. You don't need to be a genius investor. Start small, but start now. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. This is how you build true wealth, slowly, steadily, but surely. Step 3. Adapt to change. Remember what happened to Atlantis? They didn't adapt to change fast enough, and that's what's happening today. If you want to thrive, you need to be flexible. Learn about new technologies, financial tools, and shifts in the global economy. The world's changing every day, and if you're not staying on top of it, you're already falling behind. I know it's easy to get distracted. Maybe you've got a few Netflix shows you're binging right now, but how much of your time are you investing in building your future? I promise, 20 minutes a day learning about money, markets, or even building a side hustle can have a huge impact. Don't get distracted by today's trends. Focus on your tomorrow. The story of Atlantis isn't just about a city that sank, it's about the choices we make today. It's about understanding that the future is unpredictable, but we can build a foundation strong enough to survive anything that comes our way. Atlantis fell because they didn't adapt. They thought success was permanent. But you have the power to do better. If you start today, you can build wealth, freedom, and a future that's unstoppable. But you need to act now. Time is your most valuable asset, and the more you delay, the further you push your goals out of reach. So what are you waiting for? I want you to go beyond this video. Learn about the power of compounding, start investing, and build your empire. Click on the next video, Build Wealth Faster Than You Think. It's time to stop waiting for the future to happen and start creating it today. And remember, your Atlantis isn't going to fall. You're building it to last. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss out on insights that could transform your future. Ready to dive into the wisdom of the ages? Watch now and let's build your empire together.